Hello again, Year 6. So we are going to continue with our arrays today, but we are going to look at the more reasoning and problem-solving questions. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging today. But don't worry, we'll work through it together. So, for the first question then, I would like you to complete this independently. So what you need to do is you need to complete the table. So you've got your picture here, or your array. So you've got 5 groups, with 3 in each group to start with. So that's your columns, okay? So you need to complete the answer first of all, and then you need to complete the other way around. So you've got 3 groups this time, but how many in each group? Okay? The same for the pairs and the rest of them, okay? Until you get down here. So for this one, you need to do 5 multiplied by 4. So you need to do 5 groups with 4 in each group. Okay, it doesn't matter if you do your columns or if you do your rows first of all, but you need 5 groups with 4 in each group to give you your answer, and then you need to swap the multiplication around and you should get the same answer. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay then, let's have a look. So the first question then, you've got 5 times 3 equals 15, and then 3 times 5 equals 15. For number 2, you've got 4 times by 2 is 8, or 2 times by 4 is also 8. Your next one, you've got 10 times by 2 is 20, or 2 times by 10 is 20. And then your last one, you've got 2 times 7 is 14, or 7 times 2 is 14, or 2 times 7, which is also 14. Now the last one then, you've got 5 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 4 in each group. So under each group, I'm going to draw 4, 2, 3, 4. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in that group. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully yours will be a little bit neater than mine. So you've got 5 times by 4, which is 20. Or you've got 4 times by 5, which is also 20. Well done if you got those correct. Okay, so let's have a look at this one together. So with 6 cubes, how many different arrays can you make? So if I've got one, hang on, we'll do this a bit differently actually. So we can move them about. So we'll get some circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, oops, not what I wanted to move. 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. Okay, so I've got 6 cubes. I want to know how many different arrays you can make. So I've got the number 6. So first of all, I could do 6 multiplied by 1, couldn't I? Okay, so I could make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I have got one group with 6 in it. Yeah, so I could do 1 times 6, which is 6. Can I make 2 equal groups? If I put my 2 groups there, that's group 1, group 2, and I equal them out, so I've got 2 in group 1, 2 in group 2, then I've got 3 in group 1 and 3 in group 2. So there I've got another array, haven't I? This time I have got 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6. Let's see if I can do it by making 3 groups. This time I've got group 1, group 2, group 3. I've got 2 in group 2, 3 in group 1 and 1 in group 3. If I take one away from group 1 and give it to group 3, I have got another equal group. So this time I've got 3 multiplied by 2, okay, because I've got 3 groups of 2. Look, if I do this, 3 groups of 2, which is also 6. Okay, so all you need to do with these is you just need to move your counters or your cubes around, or anything you can get your hands on, move them around into groups to make an array. Okay, so now we've had a go at that one, I'd like you to have a go at this one on your own. So with 12 cubes or counters, how many different arrays can you make? Once you have created your array, complete your multiplications. So if we did that for this one, you could have 1 times 6, or you could have 6 times 1. Okay, because remember, you're just switching your multiplication around. Okay, so for this one, 2 times 3, you could have 3 times 2. Okay, so again, I've just switched my multiplication around. Okay, so hint, try groups of 2, groups of 3, groups of 6 and groups of 12. Okay, and that will hopefully give you your arrays. And then once you've completed it, have a go at doing this bit here. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay then, so you could have had 1 times 12 equals 12, 2 times 6 equals 12, 6 times 2 equals 12. And then here you could have also had 12 times 1 equals 12. Okay, and then this one, 6 times 2 would go on the end of 2 times 6. Okay, well done if you got that one correct. Let's have a look at this one together then. So it says, do you agree or disagree with each child and why? Use arrays to explain your answer. So James says 3 multiplied by 10 is the same as 10 lots of 3. So let's do that one first. So 3 multiplied by 10, so we've got 3 groups of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 10, so 3 lots of 10 first of all. So we'll do our groups. Oops, that's 1 lot of 10. That's 2 lots of 10. And that's 3 lots of 10. Okay, we want to know if that's the same as 10 lots of 3. Okay, so we're saying 3 times 10 equals 10 times 3. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change our colour and see if we've got 10 lots of 3. So if I change my groups and work in my columns now, I've got groups of 3, haven't I? But I want to see if I've got 10 groups of those 3. So if I keep doing my groups of 3, so that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I have got 10 lots of 3. So that means that we should agree with James because we've used the same amount of counters to create an array for each calculation. Okay, as you can see, I've not had to add or take away any counters there. I've used the same amount. Okay, so we agree. I'd like you to now have a look at doing this one on your own. So Amira says 2 multiplied by 2 is the same as 2 add 2. Do you agree or disagree, and why? So use an array again, like we've done here. 2 multiplied by 2 is the same as 2 add 2. Okay? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, let's have a look at the answer then. So, if we draw an array, 2 multiplied by 2, we'd have 1, 2, that's one group. 1, 2, that's 2 groups. So 2 multiplied by 2, we would have 2 groups of 2. Okay? And we're saying that that's the same as 2 add 2. Well, I've got 2 groups of 2 there. If I add them together, so if I do 2 add 2, I would get 4. If I do 2 multiplied by 2, I need to count up all the counters that I've got in my array. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would also get 4. Okay? So my answer would be I agree with both of them because in both cases they both can be represented by the same array. Okay? So because we've not had to add any counters or take any counters away, it means that they are both represented by the same array. Well done if you got that second one correct. Okay, so let's have a look at this one together. I have represented a times table with an array. Which times table would it be? Write the calculation to represent it. So, first thing that I need to do is I need to work out what each of these arrays are equal to. So here, I've got one group, okay, and I've got 2 in each group. So I've got 1 multiplied by 2, which is 2. Okay, here I have got 2 groups. Okay, I've got 2 groups of 2. So I would write 2 multiplied by 2, which equals 4. Okay, because if I add them all together there, I have got 4. Here, I have got another extra group of 2. So I have got 3 groups of 2. So I'm going to do 3 multiplied by 2, 6. Okay, because if I add them all up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 6 altogether. Okay, so if I write the answers in a sequence, I've got 2, then 4, then 6. Okay, which times table is that? 2, 4, 6. Which times table have I represented there? That's right, I have represented the 2 times table. Okay, I've just done it in arrays. Okay, so a quick tip for you, when you are looking at your arrays, if it asks you to look at which times table has been represented, make sure you draw your groups the same way. So you either do your rows, which is what I've done here, or you do your columns. Don't mix and match. So as you can see, I've made sure that I've done rows for each of my arrays. Okay, make sure you do too. Okay, so have a go at this one on your own. So Fran has used arrays to represent a times table. Okay, so which times table has Fran represented? Write the calculations to match these three arrays. So the calculations are these bits here, where you've worked out how many groups you've got and how many you've got in each group. Okay? Then it wants you to say how many oranges would be in the 6th array. Okay? Write the calculation to match the 10th array. So ignore that last bit here. I just want you to see how many oranges would be in the 6th array. Okay? So pause the video, take it one step at a time, starting by writing the calculations to each of these arrays. Pause the video, and if I was you, I would do rows. Okay? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, then let's have a look, shall we? So, these are the calculations for the arrays. So you would have 10 multiplied by 1 is 10, 10 times by 2 is 20, 10 times by 3 is 30. Okay? Fran has represented the 10 times table. Okay? And in the 6th array, there would be 60 oranges because you would do 6 times by 10, so 6 groups of 10 this time, which would make 60 oranges. And it could be represented as 10 multiplied by 6 or 6 multiplied by 10. Okay? So for each of these, you could have also had 1 times by 10, 2 times by 10, and 3 times by 10. You will probably have got that if you did your rows. I did columns for some reason, I'm not quite sure why. Okay, well done if you got those correct. Okay, so this question then says, find different ways to solve 6 lots of 3. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is solve 6 times by 3 by drawing an array. So our array is here. So what I need to do now is I need to add up all of the counters in my array to work out the answer to 6 times by 3. So 6 times by 3 is 18. Okay, so now I need to see how many different ways I can make 18. So I would start off by doing groups of 1, groups of 2, and then groups of 3, and groups of 6. Okay, and that will help you to solve that question. Pause the video now and see how many different ways you can solve you can make 18. How many different ways you can solve 6 lots of 3? Pause the video and have a go. Okay then, let's have a look, shall we? So we could count in threes. So we could do 3 times by 6. We could count in sixes. So we could do 6 times by 3. We could do 6 add 6 add 6. We could do 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 add 3. We could do 5 times 3 then add 3. We could do 4 times 3 then add 2 times 3. So 4 times 3 would be 12 and then add 6. You could do 2 times by 9, couldn't you? Or 9 times by 2. Okay, well done if you got any of those answers. Okay, this is your last question then today. So part of this array is hidden. The total is less than 16. What could the array be? So a tip would be we must have 2 groups. So your calculation would be 2 multiplied by something equals something less than 16. So 14 is probably the highest you can go there. Okay, so what would that number be? 2 times by something, 12, and so on and so on. Pause the video and see if you can find an answer to that question. Okay, then let's have a look. So you could have had 4 times 2, that's 8, it's less than 16. 5 times 2, that's 10. 6 times 2, 12. Or 7 times 2, which is 14. Well done if you got any of those. Well done today, Year 6. That was rather tricky. I'll speak to you again soon.